Good morning, everybody. I want to welcome you here today to Creating Cards with Debbie. I'm just going to give a moment for everybody to get here, and I'm hoping that you can hear me okay. Let me check my iPad and make sure everything's working good. That'll give time for everybody to get here. Okay. So, testing. Okay, sounding good. So, all right, that's good to go. So, I'm just going to give a moment for everybody to get here. I want to welcome you here today. It is Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024. Where's the time gone? I don't know. It's gone so fast. It just seemed like we just blinked and it was summer and now it's over with. So today we're going to be using one of Stampin' Up's new bundles. Okay, like I said, I'm creating cards with Debbie. I'm going to switch cameras and get you back down to my desktop so we can see this better. So give me a moment to go back to my desk view. All right, there it is. When you come on, be sure that you say hello and let us know where you're watching us from. It's kind of fun to see where everybody is. Okay, like I said, I'm creating cards with Debbie, and my name is Debbie Foster. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm located in Bismarck, Arkansas, and I want to welcome you here today. So if you want to shop any of the products that I'm showing today or any paper products, crafting things that you might be needing, you can shop in my store at www.debbiefoster.stampinup.net. And that's also scrolling across the bottom of my screen right now. And if your order is under $150, use that host code that's scrolling there. And it is, I didn't write it down, 2M3GXHJM. I guess I didn't grab that out of there. So I usually have it put right down here and I forgot this morning. Okay, and if you need to email me, you can reach me at creatingwithdebbie179@gmail.com. And I'll put that up on the screen here. There's my email address. I'll leave that there for a moment. All right, we've got a lot of things that are going on in October with Stampin' Up. First off, we have our paper pumpkin for, this would be the September, no, this is October. The October paper pumpkin, I always get confused which month it is. It's called Nests of Christmas, and this coordinates with the Nests of Winter Sweet collection. And you have until October 10th to sign up for this one. It says Santa Claus is coming to town a bit early this year, and he's brought a holiday paper pumpkin sale starting, well, it started September 11th, but it's running until October 10th. Anyone who signs up for our monthly paper pumpkin subscription as a new subscriber will receive 40% off their first kit. That's right, 40% off. And let me put that up there for you. There's the website to go to. Looking over my notes to see if there's anything else I need to add here. Wow, we've got a bunch of motorcycles going by making a lot of noise. Okay, so it says get 40% off your first month when you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. Offer ends October 10th. And you want to use use the code that's holiday40 at paperpumpkin.com on my website right there. And you can contact me to learn more if you need more information. So October's Paper Pumpkin Kit, it says Nests of Christmas. And you got until October 10th to subscribe to this one. It says spread Christmas cheer with this cozy, all-inclusive crafting kit. It makes 10 cards, 5 each of 2 designs with 10 coordinating envelopes, trifold card bases, and pre-cut gross grain ribbon. Pre-cut labels with specialty green foil. And it comes with the classic spot, which is the shaded spruce. And also it has the add-on dies that you can add on for, this would be for October, November, and December. And I've got mine here. I can show you. They're kind of cute. They're little. It comes with the 3 dies. If I can get them out of here, we will. Okay. So it's got the frame, and then it's got the tree, and then it's got the word Mary. And you can kind of see it better here. It coordinates with the next 3 months. The Mary word is for October, and then the frame is November, and then the tree is for December. So you might want to add those on. It's number 165639, and those are $12, but you have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. So you could sign up for the October Paper Pumpkin kit and add that onto it, and you'll be all set. All right. Also for October, Stampin' Up has got 30% off all kits from our kits collection. And that's running from October 1st to October 31st. It says save up to 30% off on your favorite kits during the month of October. Each kit comes with everything you need to create a unique paper craft. We have options for card kits, treat packaging, home decor, and so much more. So if you have any questions on that, reach out to me, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. Let me see what else we have going on here. Lots of notes today. Let me move these out of the way. Also for the month of October, Stampin' Up has got a new join special. You can get your starter kit for the typical price of just $99 with free shipping, but you'll get $155 worth of products for just the $99 when you sign up to be a demonstrator. But don't let that demonstrator word throw you off. You don't have to do what I do. You can just do it to get your discount. Let's see if it says anything else. Your starter kit also includes free business supplies and free shipping, not to mention all the fun that comes with being part of our fantastic crafting community. There's no better time to join than now. So, and here is the website you can go to get that free kit, or that kit for $99 with $155 worth of products. So very good promotion this month. All right, so we're going to switch back to our comments. And like I said, be sure you say hello when you come on. All right, today we're using the Reindeer Fun Bundle, and I'm getting a lot of glare, and the dies, the stamp set on the dies. And when I take my dies out of my packaging, I run a copy of it, so I have a copy of all the dies that are in there, so I don't lose any. I know which one's missing. So I'm just going to show these. They're easier to see. So these dies come with 18 dies, and there's 13 stamps in our stamp set. So it's a really good, substantial bundle and lots of fun to be using. I'm going to show you some of that fun today that we're going to have. So let me show you what page that's on before we start here. It's in our mini catalog, which is this one. And it's on page 26 and 27. So here's just some cute ideas that you can use with that stamp set and dies. And also the paper, the designer series paper, we're going to be using that today. So this is on page 26 and 27, Reindeer Days. That's what it's called. Let me get all my supplies out here and make some room to put these all down. Whoops, I just bumped my camera. I hope I didn't mess it up too much. I don't think we're fine. And get our card here, which is hiding from me. And you'll probably hear a little noise. My husband just got home from the store. So here's our first card today. Merry Christmas. And on the inside it says, may all your days be full of cheer. So let me set that aside and we'll get started with that. We're going to start out with our card base, which measures 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches. And then it's scored in the center at 5 1/2 inches. So we're going to burnish that edge of that really good. And instead of having it going portrait, I'm going to go landscape with our card. It's going to be opening like this. So we're going to set our card base there. All my things are messed up here. All right, so we've got our basic weight. And this measures 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And I've embossed it using our new Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder. And maybe you can see it better on the paper thing itself, the folder. So this is called Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder, and this is the 3D. So we're going to set that aside. And like I've said, I've already embossed that already. And I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. There it is a little bit. You can see that embossing. So I'm going to take that. And then we've got our designer series paper that comes from our Reindeer Days 12 by 12 paper. And we're using this pattern right here. And this measures, get my instructions over here where I can see them, 2 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And we're just going to attach that to the center of our embossed layer. And I'm just going to use my Tombow glue. And the back side is cute too. It's always hard to decide which side of your paper you want to use because both sides are so cute. And we're going to lay that across the center of that. Okay. And make sure that's straight. And I think I'm going to bring it down a little bit. So about there. Press that down really good. And on my original, I used the red and white twine that's new that just came out, but it's on back order right now. It's not available. So I switched up my ribbon to something else. And I'm going to be using, well, there it is. I'm using the silver and white sheer ribbon. And I thought about coloring it red, but I didn't like how it looks. I'm just leaving it just the way it is. And this measures about 7 1/2 inches. We're going to place that across the center of our designer series paper. And I'm going to bring out my tear and tape. Oops. Which is right here. Attach our ribbon to the back of our card layer. So I'm going to turn this over. Get a couple of strips of our tear and tape and put on the edges to grab our ribbon and hold it in place. And I'm going to get my Take Your Pick tool to get those backings off of there. And I thought I grabbed my silicone mat, but I guess I didn't. So we're going to do without it today. And this is going to go right across that center. Oops, that's not centered. I should have had my silicone mat so I could have placed this down without sticking to my table surface, but I forgot to grab it this morning. All right. And scooch this one up just a tiny bit. Okay, so it looks like this. It doesn't show really well. And we're going to bring our card base back over here and glue that down. I'm going to put a little extra in the center there to hold that, being that it's been embossed. And center that on the front of our card. All right, so there's our card so far. Right on our designer series paper, we have the images of the deers. And for this one, there wasn't a die that goes with it, so I just fussy cut it out. So I did that ahead of time to save a little time on our video. So she's already cut out. Things here. Okay, so I've got a scrap of our basic white, and I'm going to use this die that comes from the Nested Essentials dies. And it's going to be the smallest one that I'm using. I'm going to bring on our real red. I didn't grab. Hold on a second. I thought I was prepared. Okay, so we've got real red ink. And this is one of our old ink pads yet I'm still using. And I'm going to stamp with our Merry Christmas. Ink that up. Close that up so we don't have any accidents. And I'll leave that there because I'm going to be using that again. And then we're going to place our die over our sentiment. And I'm going to grab my tape here to hold that temporary. My husband was distracting me here, so I apologize. We're going to bring over our baby gloss. And I'm going to have to cut this down to size. Yeah, it's not going to fit through there, so let me cut that shorter, smaller. Put that through. Hope everybody's doing well today. Got a nice, bright, sunshiny October morning here in Arkansas today. I'm sorry I wasn't able to do my live last week. We were doing some camping and I didn't get things prepared ahead of time, so I just canceled out the week. Okay, so now we've got our sentiment die cut, and we're going to place some dimensionals on that. So let me get a sheet of those over here and my take your pick tool. And I'm just going to put one on the top and one on the bottom because we're going to be going over the top of our ribbon here. We don't need no bouncing around. And I'm going to kind of eyeball where I want to put everything. So I think right about there looks good. Yeah, let's move her over a little bit. We want to put some ribbon there on the side yet. All right, right there. And then I've got some small dimensionals I'm going to place underneath our deer. And I just put them on our legs. And let me see where that's going to sit at. Maybe one up on our antlers here. Just the three. I'm probably out of camera view. I am. Let me change my banner. All right. Well, I'm going to hide that too. And trying to get that off my bottom screen so you can see better. I guess I can't. All right. I'm going to place our deer on that right side of our banner, trying not to cover up the letters. Okay, like that. And then I've already made a bow using that same ribbon. Just kind of frou her up a little bit. We're going to put that on the side of that and bring over our mini glue dots. I think I've got a lot of distractions going on today. And I'm going to frou up that bow a little bit. And on my original, I used the real red and white peppermint adhesive, but they're out of stock until October 21st, the week of October 21st. But I'm going to go ahead and use them because I couldn't find anything else that looked good with it. So I want to use the same on this one. So I apologize that they're not available right now, but they're coming back. So be patient. And I'm going to use 3 of those. And we're going to place those right at the bottom of our sentiment die. And I'm using my take your pick tool to place those. this little guy down just a little bit. There we go. So like I said, these aren't available right now, but they're coming back. They'll be back in stock the week of the 21st. And those are the real red and white peppermint. Really cute. Cleaning up my mix a little bit here. So here's the front of our card. Merry Christmas with our cute little deer. So let's work on the inside of our card. And we've got our basic white, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And we've got another strip of designer series paper that is 1/2 inch by 5 1/4 inches. That's going to go across the bottom of that layer. But I want to do my stamping first, so in case I mess up, I can turn our cardstock over. And I'm going to use May All Your Days Be Full of Cheer. And center that. All right, and we're going to glue our little strip across the bottom. I think my bottle's getting down towards the end here. I have to get a new glue bottle here pretty soon. And I'm going to leave just a little bit of white showing at the bottom edge. Yeah, my husband went to Walmart this morning, so he picked up a few things. We're kind of concerned about this supply shortage that's going to be going on with the ports being on strike, the port workers. So he picked up a few extra things just in case. Hopefully it doesn't affect us very much, but you never know. I see on Galveston they've already got ships sitting out in the ports there waiting, so I don't know what all's on them. This is going to affect our fruit and our meat and different things. It's one crazy world right now, I guess. Yeah, we've got the hurricanes on the East Coast with all those people. It's horrible. My thoughts and prayers go out to those people, their families that have lost loved ones and all, and I can't even imagine what they're going through. All right, so here's our first card. Merry Christmas. May all your days be full of cheer. So that's our first card. Let me clean up a little bit here. I'm going to put this back in my case. I don't lose it. And trying to figure where to set things out here so they're out of my way. Here I am reaching. Okay, so our next card is using that same bundle. I'm going to show you. All our bits and pieces out here. Right. Okay, so Merry Christmas. Let me get my instructions off of there. Merry Christmas. And this one I did die cut out of the paper, so it's a little bit easier. Merry Christmas. Christmas is better together. I'm going to change this one. I'm going to change the designer series paper. On the original one, I used this background, but I'm going to be using the trees on this one. A little bit different. So you can tell me which one you like better when we're done. So we're going to start out with our garden green cardstock, and this is 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches and scored in the center at 5.5 inches. And we're just going to burnish that fold really good. And this is going to go portrait instead of landscape like our other one was. Okay, and our designer series paper is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and that's the back side. That's cute too. Love this paper. And we're going to go ahead and attach that to our card front. And which side do I want to use? I think I want to use this side. Place that down on our card front. And we'll set that aside for a moment. Okay, next off we have our garden green. And I have die cut using, let me get these off of here. Using the Spotlight on Nature dies, and these also are on back order, and they're supposed to be back the week of the 7th. So again, I'm using items that aren't available right at this time, but they're coming back shortly. So I'm going to be using these 2 dies, and this one's going to cut out the garden green, and I've already done that. And our basic white, I've already used that die to cut that out. And I also embossed this using that snowflake embossing folder, which I said was this Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder. I'm running out of places to put things here. So I've already die cut that, and then I embossed it with that folder. So I'm going to place my dies out of the way here. Let's put them on a magnetic dish. And I'm going to attach this to that larger circle. And center that onto that garden green circle. And we're going to set that aside for a moment. I'm running out of places to put things here, so let me reach over there and put those over there. So here's the little deer that we're going to die cut, and that does have a die that goes with it, so I didn't get that out yet. Let me grab that. So I thought I was more organized today, but maybe I'm not. All right, it's this little one here. And our plates. I'm going to grab that same washi tape that I used previously, and we're going to line up our die onto our deers, our mama and baby. And we'll hold that down with some tape here so it doesn't move on us. So how many of you have this set, this bundle? I think it was one of my first ones that I ordered out of the mini catalog. Let me bring my comments back up. And there's our die cut. And put that over there. All right, now we're going to bring our circle back over here. And I'm trying to figure out which way I want the snow to be. I think right here. And I'm going to place her up on dimensionals. So let me grab my Stampin' Dimensionals, where did they go? Take the pick tool. And I think I'm going to be using the large dimensionals and the smaller ones. So here's our bigger ones, and we're going to grab the small ones and put on the legs. Oops. And I think I'm going to cut these in half, or use the corners here that are smaller around the edges. So we've got kind of skinny legs here. And there. I think that should do it. And one more right there. Whoops, I'm stuck to my finger here. Let go. There we go. And we're going to place our deers centered on that white circle. And it's going to go like something like that, but we're going to do our sentiment first, which is, I've got our garden green again, and this is 5/8 inches by 2 7/8 inches. And our basic white, which measures 1/2 inch by 2 3/8 inches. And I've got a little smudge on that one. I'm going to grab another one here. And we're going to be using garden green ink pad. And again, I've got one of my old ink pads here, but it still works. And we're going to say Merry Christmas, but I need to bring our stamp off with our chamois here first. Good morning, Becky. How are you today? Glad you're here. Let's bank that a little bit to dry that. And ink up our Merry Christmas with the garden green. Oh, I've got the wrong size here. I did. How did I do that? Let me grab another strip here. I wasn't thinking when I put this together the other day. I guess I measured it wrong. Let me give you the correct dimensions here. And it's 2 7/8. That's right. And this is 3/8 inches. And we're going to cut that down to size. I'm just going to eyeball it here and see what we come up with. Maybe I'll luck out. Yeah, okay. So like I said, it was 3/8 inches by 2 3/4 inches. So I have to change my dimensions on that. add a white layer to our garden green. Center down there. And this is going to go at the top. I could have put that up on dimensionals, but I didn't. I broke a fingernail here. Oh, that don't sound like any fun, Becky. I've been lucky I haven't had any colds for a while. I don't want one either. Okay, this is going to just be glued down. We're not going to put dimensionals on the back of that, just glue. Because we already got dimensionals on our deer already, so we don't need to put any more height in there. And I'll place that down centered. Make sure our deer are standing straight. And then I've made a bow using this is our frayed cross grain ribbon, and it is just a white. And I made a little bow already, and that's going to go at the bottom of our deer. And attach that with our mini glue dots. And I'm going to place that down underneath our deer. And I think I'm going to trim this a little bit. I should be using my ribbon scissors. They would cut better. All right. So here's our card so far. And I'm going to be using our sequins. Well, I don't think that'll show up very well. We're going to use our basic rhinestones, and these are on back order right now too. Until, let me give you a date here. I made a list of all the stuff that's not available right now. And these are, well, I know I have them wrote down. Okay, until the 28th of the month. So hopefully everybody's got them already stocked up that they're okay. Oh, thank you, Becky. I'm going to use the small ones. And where do I want to put them? Maybe one right there on top of that tree. Another one on top of that tree. And then our third one can go. Decisions here are always difficult. Maybe right here. Okay, so here's the front of our card. Merry Christmas. Now let's work on the inside. Let me see what I put on the inside. Okay. Did I not have? I did. I have our basic white. This is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And we're going to stamp that with our sentiment that says, I just looked at it, Christmas is better together. And we're going to use the garden green ink again. I'm needing a new stamp pad. I thought I had an ink refill for it, but I didn't. So I'm just going to go ahead and order the new stamp pad itself with my next order. All right. Christmas is better together. And with this one, I die cut some of the trees out of that same paper. And we're going to place those at the bottom here. And on that side, I think I'm going to put them on this side here. And it still gives you room to write there yet. Oh, come on. All right, get a hold of that. My fingernails aren't working, especially that one I broke there. Okay, we're going to put this on the inside of our card. Attach that. So we've got Merry Christmas. Christmas is better together. So that's our second card. Which one do you like better? Do you like the red one or the green one? I just thought I'd change them out a little bit. I like both. I don't know. Which one's your favorite, red or green? Let me know in your comments. Let me get a few things out of the way here. And we'll go on to our third card. Our next one, I'm not using our traditional Christmas colors. I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I'm going to go with pink. A little bit different. And I didn't use any designer series paper on this, so I was looking at that. Dump out all of our bits and pieces. So it says Merry Christmas. I don't know if the camera's picking that up very good. Pink is kind of hard to see, but it's good. May all your days be full of cheer. That there. So with this one, we're using Pretty in Pink cardstock for our base. And that's going to measure 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. And then it's scored in the center at 4 1/4 inches. So we're going to burnish that fold really good. Let me set that aside for a moment. And okay, and then we've got our basic white, which is 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And I've already die cut that already, so I'm going to just take my die off of there so you can see what it looks like. Very gently. I don't want to tear anything that's not supposed to be tore. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. And we're left with this piece. Set that aside. Here's our front of our card. There you go. You can see a little bit better. Okay, but we're going to do some scoring with that before we get any farther. So I'm going to bring out my paper trimmer. I'm going to turn this piece over and we're going to score the back side. I'm get my cutting blade out of the way. And we're going to go 1/2 inch from the bottom. Score that. And I'm going to turn that around to go over here to our 1 inch. So it's 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and then 1 1/2 inch. It just gives it a little bit of character. Let me put my paper trimmer away. So I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up. Yeah. So it's every 1/2 inch. So it's 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and then 1 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and then 1 1/2 inch for the third one. And we're not going to score those, fold them back or anything. We're just going to leave them just like that. So this is going to be glued to the front of our card. Front. Yeah, my glue bottle is getting down to the end here. Oops, I forgot to mute my phone. Sorry. I was a little bit slow this morning getting things ready. I don't know, the time got away from me a little bit. And now we can put that on our card front and pick that up. And we're going to center that, leaving just a small edge all the way around. Oops, I think that moved on me a little bit. It did, but I don't know if I want to. There we go. I got it to move over a little bit. Press that all down. I didn't glue these leaves down. I just left them kind of hanging in the air. Okay, so there's our card front. We're going to set that aside, and we're going to work on our deer. And lost one of the dies out of here. So the deer has got this die, and we're going to use that to cut out of our early espresso. So let's put him down there. Oops. I got to scooch him down a little bit. I'm cutting off part of his antler. And that's the first one. Then number 2, we're cutting out the berry vanilla. And number 3, we're cutting out the pink. And that'll be the front of his face. So we're going to bring over our cut and emboss machine again. And our plates. I should have grabbed the big machine, and I could have cut all of them out at the same time, but I didn't. So let me position these as best I can. And it looks like we can only fit 2 on there, so let's run those through first. Right. Come on, little guy. He's hanging on for dear life there. And our berry vanilla layer. Oops. And go back here and cut off part of his ear. And I need another berry vanilla. My die moved on me, so excuse me a moment while I grab some berry vanilla, which was here. Here it is. I was afraid he was going to move on me. Let's do him again. All right. Gosh, I can't pick up anything today. My fingers aren't working. One thing, all my fingernails have gotten broken since we're camping. I don't know why camping is so hard on your fingernails, but I think I broke every single fingernail while we're camping this time. And I wasn't really doing anything. It wasn't like I was digging in the dirt or anything. I'm going to pull all these off and start assembling our deer face. And I'm going to take your back tool, it's right here. Pop out all these extra pieces. Got something on the tip of that. I know deer aren't pink, but I thought we're going to have a girly deer. Okay, get that pulled out of there. Oops. And now for our antlers. Well, get it to let go. Underneath there. Bit of my mess here. Okay, so here's our number 1. That's the early espresso. And then we've got our very vanilla, which is our number 2. We'll go over that. And then our pretty in pink is our number 3 die. Now I'll go over there. Let me start attaching those. A little bit of glue. Like that. And then our pink portion will go over the top of our very vanilla. And match that up over our ears. And it's kind of cute because the eyes kind of have a little speck of that very vanilla that do the whites of the eyes, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so here we have our little deer, our little girl deer. I think she's cute. All right, so we're going to bring our card front back over here, and we're going to attach her to our card front. And I'm not going to put any dimensionals on her. I'm just going to glue her down flat. And she'll sit right in the center of that circle. I'm going to pull up these little ferns to cover over her ears a little bit, like she's behind all of those. All right, so we're going to set her aside for a moment. Well, I did do a bow. I made a bow using the Pretty in Pink, and this is the bordered ribbon, but I cut it in half. I didn't use the full width of the ribbon, and that way it kind of frays the ribbon a little bit, which I kind of like that, like shabby chic kind of look. And we're going to attach that. I did a double bow, and she's going to be attached to our deer with our mini glue dots. And to place that right about there. And we're going to spread that ribbon out a little bit there. Okay. And I've got a little strip of our Pretty in Pink, and this measures 7/16 of an inch by 3 3/4 inches. And then a strip of our basic white, which is 3/8 inches. And I'm just going to be cutting off the ends. We're not going to measure how long it's going to be needed. And we're going to do Merry Christmas again on there. And what did I do with my Simply Chamois to clean off our red ink off of there because we're going to switch to our pretty in pink ink. And we're going to stamp that with pretty in pink. Merry Christmas. Hopefully I get that all on there. Yeah, it looks good. And we're going to stamp our little bell image this here with our pretty in pink. And let me cut the Merry Christmas apart. And I'm going to attach that to our pink layer. Leaving a small border. And we'll cut that off. So we've got two separate words. We're Merry and then Christmas separate. And with this one, I'm going to, well, with mine, I kind of fussy cut it, but I think I might just leave it as is. It looks pretty straight. We're going to go with that. And position that on that pretty in pink cardstock. And trim down those edges. We have our trash right there. Okay, so this is going to go right here, and this one's going to go here. But I'm going to die cut our little bells out first. I only thought I was done die cutting. This is the die that goes with that. Yeah. Die cut that. Hoping I've got that center down there right. Looks like it's hopefully is. And here's our little bells. And this is going to be put onto this bottom left corner. And I didn't pop anything up on this one. I was just looking at that. No dimensionals on this card. I'm going to put this between the score lines right there. And this one over the next one. Am I straight? Yeah, I think so. All right. And now I need to add some gems. I'm going to use, these are the Blooming Pearls. And I'm going to use the pink pearls this time. I'm going to take your pick tool with the putty end. And I'm going to use the two of the larger ones. Put one there. One right here. And we're going to do 5 on this one. I'm going to not use my 3s. I'm going to go with the 5s. I always use odd numbers. I'm going to take a little one and place in the center of that bowl on there, and then another small one up here next to our big one there. So here's our card front, and you can spread these bows out a little bit more too, kind of froof them up. All right, so there's the front of our card. Merry Christmas. I know the camera isn't doing it justice. It looks better in real life. All right, so the inside of our card is going to be our basic white, 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. We're going to bring our stamp pad back over here and to stamp May all your days be full of cheer. And I'm going to clean that one off too. Don't want to cross-contaminate my ink pads with different colors. Scooch this down on the camera, hopefully. I feel like I'm down too low. And we're just going to stamp that in the center of our basic white and let that marinate just a little bit. Hold it there. Add that to the inside of our card. All right, there we go. So here we have Merry Christmas with our little pink deer, our girl deer. Guess that's a doe. May all your days be full of cheer. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the cards today. And let me bring those all out here. And did we say which one we like, the red or the green deer? I like both. Okay, so did the green one. And this was our first card. So there's our 3 cards for today. I hope you enjoyed them. And let me see what next week's date looks like on the calendar. It looks like we're good to go. Yeah, next Wednesday will be October 9th. And again, at the same time, same channels, 10:30 Central Time, 11:30 Eastern, 9:30 Mountain Time, and 8:30 Pacific Time. So until next week, I hope you all have a good rest of your week, and hope you enjoyed today. If you have any thoughts or ideas for what cards you'd like me to do, let me know. I'm always open to any suggestions. I haven't really got anything prepared for next week yet, so I don't know what I'm doing. All right, so here's our cards for today. And y'all have a good rest of the week. And thank you for being here. Bye-bye.